Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone's well, and I can tell you now that it is 9:30 in the evening, there or thereabouts, perhaps just after, the 27th of July, and I am in Dumfries at the moment. I've done a late delivery to a Morrison's store, dropping off some ducting equipment for some guys who are going to be installing it overnight. I wasn't supposed to tip till 10, but they took it off me because I got here a bit early. And put a sad face on, started to cry, tell them all about how my wife's lonely at home. But I'm not going home. I'm not going home tonight. I'm going to be doing some tramping tonight for the first time, proper tramping. I'm not staying in a hotel. I'm going to be kipping on my camp bed because I picked up a job for the morning. I did have one in Newcastle, but that's cancelled. So instead I've got one in Workington, which is actually a lot closer. It's only an hour's drive from here, and it's going over to Newcastle in the morning first thing. So I'm picking up from Eddie Stobart's yard in Workington, and I'm taking a pallet over to Newcastle. So that's a nice little start for the day with not a lot of miles wasted. So that's what it's all about, because this week has not been so far my best week. It's been a little bit disappointing. I found it harder than previously to get where I'm going, although I'll be on target and I'll probably be over target. But I was hoping for big things on some days, but it just didn't seem to pan out that way. As that's the way it goes, I'm afraid. To all of you thinking of coming on, there are times when it just doesn't go to plan. I've found the feed quieter than usual this week. I don't know whether that's because the holidays have started and maybe some people are going away. I haven't got a clue. I don't begin to know or care why. But it has been slower than usual. I've not, on twice this week, I've not managed to secure a job for the morning because there wasn't all that much coming out to secure. And then what did come out, I think everybody jumped on. So I started later than I'd like. Today has been a good day because I did a job about 10 o'clock this morning when I got my first job, which went to, I'll have to look up because my memory's gone, Lancaster. So I drove to Lancaster. I got decent money for it because I put a bit on, because obviously Lancaster's not the most prolific of areas. When I was in Lancaster, there was a couple of small van jobs came out, which I did a token bid for, but obviously I'm not going to bid at small van rates, so I'm sure that smaller vans pick that up at their rate. And decided that I think I'd just drive down to, Preston, around there somewhere, to pick up some big boy stuff. And on the drive, I actually got a phone call from Andy P, who'd noticed I was in the area, because he was in Lancaster as well. But I was just leaving the area as he was there. Otherwise, we could have met up for a brew. But it was nice to hear from you, Andy, and I hope you did well after you left me. On the other hand, I got round to Preston area, parked up, and it took me a while to get a job, I won't lie, it took me a while. And eventually, I got a job from Accrington, so I had to travel a bit to get that. And I ended up in Huddersfield. And in Huddersfield, I bid for and got a job, this job, which was collecting in Huddersfield and bringing all this kind of ducting and fans and things like that, obviously for some kind of extraction system here at Morrison's in Dumfries. As I say, it was took a slow drive and stopped for something to eat because it said don't deliver till 10, but I still got here quite early and thought I'd take a chance, and they took it off me. So on the way up, I had bid for a job from Newcastle, which they gave me, which was an ADR job, which was going down to Bradford, but it got cancelled. So I was left then with a dilemma. Dumfries is not so far up that you can't maybe travel back home, but it's still far enough I don't really want to waste the fuel. So in the end, my mind was made up. A job came out in Workington because it didn't come on my normal feed on the phone. Maybe the range was too great, but I did have my laptop with me, or not laptop, iPad with me, and I looked on the national feed and saw it, bid on it, and they rang me and give it me. So less than an hour's drive from here. What I'm going to do is, I've been fed and watered, so I'm going to take a drive towards the motorway. There's lots of quiet places there to park. I've looked on Park for Night and it's recommended a few places. I'm going to park and I'm going to blow up my airbed and I'm going to get a few hours sleep in the back of the van, which is for the first time. So let's hope it's a decent night's sleep. It's not too hot and it's not raining, so the van won't be noisy. And I'm hoping just to get a few hours sleep. The pickup's quite early from working since 7 o'clock, so that's good. So should be over in Newcastle, I don't know, a couple of hours drive maybe, 9ish, and I never know, I might have better luck than last time and pick something out of Newcastle. I'm not particularly bothered which direction it goes in, so here's hoping, eh? I'll let you know another time when I do a video. I've made a new, it's not a new contact, but it was a recommendation from my mate John, who's known to everybody as Tall Man Small Van, and he suggested that I enroll on another application which is called a Radical Courier. They operate mainly in the West Midlands, and he said, well, you come down there quite a bit, and I happen to know that they might have a job coming from Oldham. So I decided to enroll on it, and sure enough, they rang me and said, I don't believe it, we've got someone from Oldham, we've got a job going on Saturday, would you be interested? So I've got this job, and it's quite a good job. It's well paid because it's a Saturday, and it's taking some bespoke jewellery cabinets from Oldham to Selfridges in London, which is going to be a bit of a pig for traffic, I would imagine. I'm going to have to pay the congestion charge, of course, but the price reflects that. And I don't normally work Saturdays, but I'm going to make an exception in this case because it's quite a good job, and it'll make a change and should be quite interesting. But the ironic thing is that the place where I'm collecting, not only is it in the same part of Oldham where I live, Royton, it's on the next road. Can you believe it? What? Well, how ironic is that? So this is quite a good app. I've seen jobs pop up on it, and not too often, but if you're in West Yorkshire, the prices are quite fair. 30-day payment, but you don't pay to be on it, so that's good. And as I say, it's called, I forgot what it's called now, but I mentioned it before, the Radical Courier. The only trouble is, the app is only available on Android, and I use an iPhone, so that's iOS. So I've had to borrow this tiny little Android tablet to have the app on for the time being. I've tethered it to the hotspot on my phone, but it does actually give you audible messages. So it'll say, there is a job available in CV34. So you can actually hear it tell you when there's a job available, and then you can get it and look at it. And it's not a bidding war, it gives you the price. So if you accept it, and you're first to accept it, it's yours. But I think you can't do with enough contacts in here, can you? Especially with it being a bit quiet on the CX this week. Well, for me, other people might have found it busy, I don't know. So, never mind. And another mention for James from Fleddy Fletcher Limited. If you've not checked his YouTube channel out, check it out, it's good. And he messaged me to say, look, if you're looking for some work of your own and you want to do some ADR work, and he's given me some people to contact who may be able to help me. So thank you for thinking of me, James, there. I did contact them, and if anything develops, that'd be great. It was worth a shot, and I do thank you for doing that from me. So it's nice that people in this YouTube community all look out for each other, which is good. I know we all do the same job, and we all, you could say we're in competition, but we're not really, because there's that much work out there. We're not in competition. And it's nice that people do take time out to help each other, which is good. Great again. And the other thing I want to mention is that I do get people, which is nice, because they obviously watch the videos, who then message me and ask my opinion. And I'm happy to give my opinion, but I will stress to everybody, I am a novice on the CX. I am not a sage. I am not all-knowing. And I don't want to give someone advice that might be wrong and might not suit you, because what I do suits me, not everybody else. So I'm happy to reply, but under the, you know, understanding that everything is my opinion. And there are people on this platform who have been on a lot longer than me, who I turn to for advice. So I would watch as many of the videos of everybody as you can. You've got quite a lot of people on here who post videos. You've got, you know, Tall Man Small Van. You've got Neil from Neptune, does a lot of really good videos that are really practical and help you. You know, things from how to fill out your pods and your invoices to how you look after your van and things like that. He really does give you good detail. Van on the Run, he's particularly detailed about his. I don't go quite as deep as him, but I do watch his videos because, you know, I do pick up tips from what he does. As I say, Freddie Fetch, you've got the big guys like Pete the Courier. He's got a massive following. He started on vans, but he's on a truck now, but he still gives lots of advice out. And you have Big Beardy, who doesn't seem to be on very much. But all these people I watched before I came on CX, and all of them gave me ideas how to go forward. And pretty much all of them don't paint it in a big rosy picture, because it isn't always rosy. And it is very much what you make of it. If you look at me tonight, I will have had a good day, but I'm working late and I'm not going home tonight. So, you know, bear that in mind. There are times when you will not get home till late, if at all. It all depends on what you want out of it. It just so happens that I got this job and thought I'll go. I do like the crack and I do like traveling out in the van. But it's not always that way, is it? So hopefully the feed will pick up. I know I've got a job to start with tomorrow, and it's going to Newcastle. I'll tell you what I won't do. I won't hang about there like last time for 4 hours. I'll do my delivery, I'll look, and I'll see if anything comes out. And as nothing looks like it's coming out for a while, I'll be off and I'll head down to Yorkshire, probably West Yorkshire area, and pick up something from there, because that always seems to be busy. So I hope everything goes well. I hope everybody's making money, and I hope those of you who are thinking of coming on get some help from these type of videos that I post, because that's what they're for, and the other guys post. I hope you please like it, share and subscribe, simply because I still want to catch up. I did say beat, but I'll settle for catching up now. Neil and John on their subscribers, for no other reason than my own vanity. But if you can share it and like it, that would be helpful. And yet again, I ask you to have a look at my band, the Anvaliers, and get us up to some decent numbers. In fact, what I'm going to do on the description on this video, I'm going to put a link to one of our songs, and have a look at it and see what you think. Even if you don't like it and subscribe. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, of course. But it'd be nice if you did. And that's it. I'm off to find my campsite and get my head down and crack on, ready for that job in the morning. Everybody take care. Thank you.